Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be discussing the HTC Desire 20 Pro, which is really limited in availability. But the LG Stylo 6 on the left is also we're going to be talking about as well. They're both $299. Now, if you go to the link down below and you check out the HTC Desire, you're not going to find it really for the $299 price point because it's not available yet. However, look out for it in the up and coming months, and hopefully we will get a release in the US. Now the LG Stylo 6 is available, the unlocked version as well, which I'll leave a link down below. Now that model has 4 gigabytes of RAM versus the 3 that I have in my hand, so I would definitely recommend getting the unlocked version that I'm going to leave a link down below. But when it comes to both the devices, you can see the LG Stylo 6 has that 6.8-inch display, which looks really good outdoors, except when you're in direct sunlight you can hardly see it. But now as far as the pixels per inch, we're getting 396 on the LG Stylo 6 and 395 pixels per inch on the HTC Desire 20 Pro, which is kind of cool. One more pixel doesn't make really a big difference. So you can see that we are looking at the HTC Desire 20 Pro, which does have a 1080 2340 display, and the LG Stylo 6 has a 2460, so it's just a slight bump when it comes to the the pixels as far as the ratio when you're comparing it horizontally. Now, when you compare the processing chips of both devices, you're going to get a much more powerful processing chip on the HTC Desire 20 Pro. It's going to be a Snapdragon 665 11 nanometer processing chip versus the 765 Helio P35 12 nanometer processing chip. So the advantage when it comes to the processor is going to go to the HTC Desire. But however, if you're looking for a stylus pen, you will want to still keep the LG Stylo 6 in your radar. Now, two things actually come to note. One thing is that if you can tolerate about a half of a second of lag on a normal basis with the LG Stylo 6, then what that basically means is that most phones, when you click them, like mainly flagships, higher price devices will have no lag. The HTC Desire 20 Pro, you don't really see any delay when you're touching it and moving from screen to screen, but on the LG Stylo 6 there will be slight minor delays, like a half of a second delay that you might notice on it. So that's just one thing to note. Now, something to note is that the LG Stylo 6 can only record in 30 frames per second at 1080p, whereas the HTC Desire 20 Pro can actually record in 4K 30 frames per second. It does have a front-facing 25 megapixel camera versus the single 13 megapixel on the front of the LG Stylo 6. And when it comes to the rear cameras, we are getting a 13, a 5, and a 5 on the LG Stylo 6 versus the 48, 8, 2, and 2 on the HTC Desire 20 Pro. So when it comes to the overall cameras and features, the LG Stylo 6 does have a really good camera. However, it's one of the strong points of the LG Stylo 6's camera is actually the way it stabilizes video. So we're going to compare that later in the video. Make sure you stay locked in for that. But the overall performance wise, I definitely give it to HTC Desire 20 Pro. The Snapdragon 665 is definitely a pretty decent entry budget processing chip in 2020, and the Moto G Stylus has it, as well as the TCL devices have it as well, and a few other devices have it that just came out recently in 2020 also. So when it comes to the overall gaming on the LG Stylo 6, it wasn't really a good experience when it came to the PUBG, but on the HTC Desire 20 Pro, I did notice it was smooth as butter overall, so I didn't run any headaches or belly aches. Now you can see right here this LG Stylo 6 video capabilities, and I was having a little bit of hard time focusing, whereas on the HTC Desire 20 Pro, it would actually autofocus on that object in front of me without any problem. Now you can see the blue on the HTC Desire 20 Pro on the right is really deep. Has a really deep blue. On the left you can see the LG Stylo 6 there, which is a lighter sky. However, I do like both of them. However, I prefer the sky on the HTC Desire 20 Pro. Now you can get wide angle and photo in the HTC Desire 20 Pro as well as the LG Stylo 6, and you can see right here. Let me know. I think the LG Stylo did a better job in the sky on that last one, but on this one, the HTC Desire 20 Pro did a better job in the sky. I do prefer the HTC Desire 20 Pro in this picture, but let me know your opinion overall for this one right here, where you can see the train going by down below. But I think both did a really good job capturing this moment in time. So honestly, when it came to both devices, when it came to the recording capabilities, both did really do a good job in their own right. However, there was a better stabilization on the LG Stylo 6, but you can record it 4K on the HTC Desire 20 Pro, which is actually a lot cooler. Performance overall went to the HTC Desire 20 Pro. Battery did go to the HTC Desire 20 Pro as well. With the 4,000 milliamp hour battery on the LG Stylo 6, it didn't last as long as the 5,000 milliamp hour battery on the HTC Desire 20 Pro. But I hope you guys found this video helpful in any way possible. But in the meantime, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending where you are, later, crew. I'll check you guys out on the next video. But in the meantime, have a great morning, evening, and good night. Peace.